Hello, so for today, I noticed my How to Play Dark Eldar video is doing well on views, but I watched it and it's all messed up. Like, the footage doesn't match my words. I'm not sure how that happened, because I recorded that video with this software, and this software works every time, so I'm not sure why that video is all gunked up. So because there's only like 2 people who play Dark Eldar, and I probably have more hours in Dark Eldar than most people. Like half my videos are Dark Eldar videos. So I decided to remake the video. Instead of doing like 3 parts, which is more digestible, I'm just gonna go all out and just make it one video, because doing 3 parts is a pain. I don't like. That's a lot more editing. So it's just easier for me to do it in one big video. And I decided to use the campaign colors instead of my colors, just so I can reach out to more people. I think these are the campaign colors. So I'll go ahead and talk about that. When telling people how to play the game, I always do Blood River, because it's like my favorite map. So let's go to Blood River. Or I can do Luton. I'll do Luton just because of variety. I pretty much never do Luton. So I'll do Luton, which is this map. This map is really popular. I'll do this one just so it's different. My last Dark Eldar video was Blood River. So if I make it a different map, you can tell it's the updated one. I'll switch it to easy so I can actually talk. I might actually lower the volume down, because the Dark Eldar guys scream a lot. I think that's the right color. So let's go ahead and just get rid of everything. And I'll make it Necrons, I guess. There we go. Alright, this is gonna be the How to Play Dark Eldar video. I'm gonna remake it. This is gonna be like super long, because Dark Eldar is super weird. And the reason I don't really play Dark Eldar anymore is because they're pretty tough to play. Like, you have to remember like all the matchups. Guard does well against any matchup, so you don't have to remember anything. Dark Eldar, you have to remember all the matchups, because the matchups actually matter a lot. Let me just check if I'm recording, because I always forget. Yep. If you're wondering, I like this map a lot, and Fear and Moonbase. I like Moonbase a lot too. Those are like my 4 maps. Moonbase, and Fear. Those are good maps. So I'll go ahead and start it. Actually, I'll do. There we go. That should work. I just want to make sure that they weren't. Actually, he might spawn right next to me. I actually don't know where he's gonna spawn at. So I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, just so I can get my thoughts. Alright. So this is Dark Eldar How to Play Guide. So I'm not really gonna talk about the buildings, because the buildings are pretty normal. The buildings aren't really special in any way. So I'll go ahead and make all the buildings. These buildings are not unique in any way. So I'll go ahead and make these. I really don't think I need to explain these at all. So I'll go ahead and make the buildings. And I'll do build orders like at the end of the video. If you want to hear build orders. Oh, I accidentally made 2 of them. That's whatever. You really only need 2 builders. Even in quick start, you only need like 2 of them. 2 is all you need. Anything more than 2 is dumb. In quick start, you would always make like 5 builders, but in Dark Eldar, you never make more than 2 because you just don't need to. And I'll start capturing the points just so I can get the resources necessary. Actually, I should make a quick start. That would fix all my problems. I'm gonna make a quick start real quick, and you can skip ahead in the video. Hold on. That would fix all my problems if I make a quick start. Okay, there we go. Okay. This should make talking a lot easier. Hopefully he doesn't spawn right next to me. That's my only fear. Okay. Because he could spawn like right here. Okay. So again, buildings are not special. I'm going to go ahead and start off the how to play guide. But not really talking about the vehicle or buildings. The buildings are not special in any way. So I will say which building is more important, but for now, don't worry about it. And I'm not gonna make a lot of buildings just so I can talk about them easier. This should be fine. And I'll make the armory. Actually, no, I won't make the armory. So let's make some more. Okay. And let's just capture these just so I can, play the game, basically. And in case the computer shows up. Alright. So this is how to play Dark Eldar. I do have a lot of wins of them. I do have a lot of experience of them. These aren't my colors, but this is the colors you get if you play campaign. So let me get the game started so I can actually talk about it. Okay. So this is Dark Eldar. Okay, so what is Dark Eldar? Let's start with that. Dark Eldar are Eldar who decided to fall. They weren't corrupted or anything, they just decided to fall. That was their choice. With Chaos, they were convinced to fall. With Eldar, they just kind of fell. They just wanted to fall. So these are Eldar. These are really Guardians. These are really Guardians who just fell and became evil. So if you played Eldar, these are basically Guardians who just fell to evil. So what are Dark Eldar? Really, they're slavers, which is what this guy is. Tortured slave. It even says it. So Dark Eldar specializes in hit and run, scaring people, and taking hostages, which is what they do in the campaign mission. They take hostages. Okay, I'm gonna get the relic too, just so I can make the relic. I'll capture these points and then I'll stop. So let's start. So this is your barracks, the Hall of Blood. This is your most important building, I would say, because Dark Eldar is really these 5 units you can click on. These are your most important units by a long shot. It's not even close. These are definitely your most important units in your army. You want to buy like 3 of each, basically. And that's how you play Dark Eldar. You buy 3 of each and you're good to go. This is the Dark Foundry, which is your vehicle factory. Now you do get a vehicle factory within the first 3 minutes of the game for basically nothing. So you don't have to go level 2 to get vehicles. So there's your vehicles right there. You can't actually buy them, but you can build the vehicle building. And the reason everything has spikes on it is because they like scaring people and they like being jerks. So they are jerks. Just know that. They are the bad guys, 100%. But because they're so evil, they'll actually work with the good guys just to screw them over. They will work with the good guys every now and then just to screw them over. So I'll make 1 of each. These are your starting units, and I'll go ahead and start talking about that. This is your builder, the Tortured Slave. He's got an ability where he can collect souls, which is pretty important. I don't collect souls until like level 2, but you can collect souls at any point in the game. There's no souls right now, so that's why it's blank, but you can collect souls. And as you can see, the thing about Dark Eldar is their buildings just kind of teleport. That's kind of unique about Dark Eldar, is their buildings will just teleport. As you can see, these are webway gates, and webway gates give access to teleporting. So these buildings are actually teleporting here, which is pretty cool if you think about it. So all these buildings right here were teleported from their home. And because they are Eldar, each of these guys are like thousands of years old. At least 100. These guys are 100 to 1,000 years old. So that's something to think about. All these guys are like 1,000 years old. They've seen and done everything. And they decided to be slavers. So that's their job choice. And I'll get these guys back home. I don't really need these guys over here. And this is their flag. You'll see this flag a lot. And it is someone's face that they carved into a heart. That is someone's face that they cut off and just kind of slapped it on there. So that is Dark Eldar in a nutshell. They will cut off your face and wear it. For fun, really. That's the only reason they do it, is for fun. Okay. So this is your starting unit. Mandrakes. This is probably my favorite unit in the game. They run around really fast. As you can see, they have no guns. They're close range only. They get access to a lot of upgrades. They start out with 24 to 30 damage, which is better than some units in the game, but it's less than Space Marines. Space Marines start out with 34. These guys start out with 24. So these guys actually have less damage than Space Marines. They have 975 health, which is kind of garbage for a starting unit. Warriors have 750 health, which is even more garbage. 750 health is garbage. Space Marines start out at like 1,000. These guys start out with 750, which is absolute garbage. But yeah, so these guys lose to, let's say, orcs, and they lose to Space Marines. So you don't want to fight everything you see. They are really fast. This is above average speed, as you can see that. And they do have access to like 3 upgrades, and each upgrade is pretty major. And I'll talk about that when I get to the upgrade section. But yeah, these are your Mandrakes. They're really good at pretty much anything. They're my favorite unit in the game, basically. They're the reason I play Dark Eldar. They're my favorite unit in the game. They're super fun. If you play Dark Eldar, you'll figure out how fun these guys are. They're super fun. Warriors. Warriors have 13 to 16 melee damage, which is, I think, worse than Guardsmen. I think Guardsmen have like 17. So their melee is garbage. You never want to get into a melee fight with them. They're absolute garbage at melee. Their long range is 45 to 58. Now, 45 to 58 is like double that of Space Marine, if that makes sense. So this number here is actually pretty important. So 45 to 58 is actually double Space Marine damage, which is why Warriors are pretty good, and you want to buy them. You want to buy everything Dark Eldar has to offer. You want to buy all these. But yeah, these are your go-to range unit. 45 to 58 is a pretty big deal. But they do have 750 health, which is absolute garbage. And as you can see from this number here, you can only have 6 of them. Space Marine, you can have 10. These guys here, you can only have 6, which is a pretty big deal. Because the computer captured 2 relics, I'm guessing he's right here, if I had to guess. I'm guessing the computer's right here. So I shouldn't have to worry about the computer. So yeah, 45 to 58 is pretty good. Something to know about Warriors is once you have a lot of them, and by a lot of them I mean like 12, 12 Warriors is enough to kill a commander. And commanders are like the strongest unit in the game. But if you have 12 of these guys, which is not expensive at all, they're 50 to get more of, and you need 2 squads of Warriors to get 12. So it's not hard. I'll go ahead and get 12. But once you get 12, that's enough to kill commanders. Another thing to note about Warriors is they are fast as hell. They are super fast. This doesn't look fast right now, but trust me, this is fast as hell in this game. Especially when you start fighting them. When you start fighting them, you'll realize how fast these guys are. They can't. I don't think they can shoot and run. No, I don't think they can shoot and run. But yeah, these guys are fast as hell. Like, here. I'll start here. And I'll go over here. It starts at 12:35. So it takes about, I don't know, like 20 seconds to go from here to here. These guys are fast as hell. And they also capture super fast. So I'll show you that real quick. So normally this takes like 20 seconds. And it's already almost done. It's halfway done already. For Space Marines, this takes like 20 seconds. For warriors, it takes like 6. Yeah, it's already done. So that's very fast in this game. Like 6 seconds is pretty fast. And this is what 12 warriors look like. It looks pretty small on the screen. But 12 warriors is enough to kill commanders. So yeah, these are your dedicated long range damage. They start out at 45, which is pretty ridiculous. Some units don't even go to 45. So these guys have their starting damage is higher than some units' upgraded damage, which is pretty ridiculous. And yeah, this is your Mandrakes, which are your dedicated. They're your dedicated scouts and your dedicated melee unit. Mandrakes have a million uses. They're really fast. They can capture things really fast. They can decap really fast. And their starting damage is pretty bad. But with one upgrade, their damage skyrockets. This purple thing here in the middle, this is your slave chamber. It's 75 resources to make it. And it increases your population count. And it also has upgrades. So your population increase building has upgrades. This is your generator. Not much to talk about there. These generators cost more than most factions. And with Dark Eldar, you really only need like 2. Which is why I built 2. 2 generators is really all you need. Especially since you'll never buy these, like ever. I will explain to you how they work, but you will never buy these, like ever. I will delete these guys so I can show off more stuff. And the commander takes population space, so I need to delete something to show off the commander. So I'll go ahead and buy the commander. And I'll talk about the Hellions for a second. So the Hellions are your go-to mobility unit. They have this ability here that increases their mobility, like this. So normally it would take them like 8 seconds to go from here to here. But as you can see, it makes them a lot faster. They get 2 jumps, which is more than Space Marines. They start out with 40 melee damage and 20 range damage. I don't think this range damage is true, because the range damage is awful. They can't kill anything in range. But their melee damage is pretty high. The problem is they're very slow attackers. So even with high melee damage, their attack rate is very slow. But yeah, this is your go-to mobility unit. You can jump across, like, see this building right here? I can just jump across it, like that. So these guys can ignore buildings, ignore terrain, ignore anything that would normally be a problem. Arkhan. Arkhan's your first commander. You can make this guy right away. He's pretty complicated. So he starts out at 100 melee damage per second, which I think is true. This 40 damage long range, I don't think that's true. His long range damage is garbage. You should basically never put him in long range stance, which is this right here. You should always have him in melee stance. The only time I put him in range stance is if I want him to be a support unit instead of a commander. But if you want him to be a commander, you have to put him in melee stance. Now this here is your bodyguards. These bodyguards are pretty expensive. But they do make your Arkhan a lot harder to kill. And they do have upgrades. These bodyguards do get upgrades later on. So I'll show you that off later. So I'll go ahead and buy the bodyguards. And these bodyguards determine how strong this ability is. It's a stun. So this ability here is your stun. Now depending on how many bodyguards you have, that depends on how strong the stun is. With no bodyguards, this stun only lasts like a second. With 2 bodyguards, the stun lasts like 3 seconds. So every bodyguard adds like another second to the stun. And you can have like 6 bodyguards. So you can have like a 6-second stun. So this is your bodyguards. The bodyguards are awful. They really are awful. But they do look cool. They do get the cool points. And their melee damage is actually pretty good. But they die in like 2 seconds. They only have like 100 health, which is garbage. But they do look cool. But they are pretty expensive. 60 to 10 is pretty expensive for a bodyguard. So you gotta make your choice. Do you want a bodyguard that's kinda awful, but it makes your commander a lot better? It's up to you, really. And that's all your available units at level 1. Now I can get the second commander if I make the armory, which is this building here. And this will again teleport to where it needs to be. And these are webway gates, so the building is teleporting. I'll go ahead and make the listening post. Now the reason I didn't make the listening post is I do want to talk about it. And I do have to wait for it to teleport. Dark Eldar has probably the best. It's like the second. I don't know if it's the best. It's like top 3. This listening post is like top 3 in the game, I would say. It's better than Space Marines, and it's better than I don't think it's better than Necrons, but it's pretty good. Actually, it might be better than Necrons. I'm not sure. But it's definitely like top 3 in the game. So I'll go ahead and capture these points. There is a chance the computer will attack me at like any second. So I have no idea when the computer is going to attack. So this listening post does nothing. But when I upgrade it, it becomes one of the best turrets in the game. So you will see it upgraded here in a second. And I will upgrade these guys just so you can see what they look like. Oh yeah, another thing. Because Mandrakes capture things so quickly, you want them to capture listening critical locations. Mandrakes are probably the best unit in the game to capture critical locations. So if there's a critical location on the map, you definitely want Mandrakes to do it. Now, while I'm waiting for this building to teleport, I will talk about the slave chamber and the slaves for a bit more. And this is all level 1. You can do all this at the beginning of the game. So I'll go ahead and upgrade. I'll upgrade this one. So this is the first upgrade. I'll go ahead and click on that and talk about it. And this is the second upgrade. And I'll talk about that for a second. They're both really cheap. So you might as well just buy them. They're extremely cheap upgrades. So I'll talk about that. While these are being upgraded, I'll give you like a quick review. This is my quick review, okay? Arkhan, I would say one of the best commanders in the game. He has like a 1 second stun, maybe a 6 second stun, depending on how many bodyguards you have. Warriors start out at 40 damage per second, which is nuts, and they're super cheap. So warriors are really good, and they can kill commanders. 750 health is still absolutely garbage. So even though I do make warriors in my videos, their damage is great, and their speed is great. These guys are super fast. But 750 health is absolutely garbage. So that's something you need to know. Because they have 750 health, they die to any ability. Like any ability in the game, they die to. So that's something you need to know. Scourges is probably your best unit, period, because they're good at anything. But they are probably your most expensive unit. So that's something you need to know. Witches are probably one of the best support units in the game, because they have this ability that makes any unit better. So if this is a level 2 unit, and you can make any unit in the game better, like a level 3 unit. So witches are incredibly good. They're really, really good. The only problem with witches is they're too expensive, I think. They cost more than the commander. So yeah, witches are incredibly expensive. Warp Beast is your level 3 unit. Warp Beasts suck. They do like the highest damage in the game, but Warp Beasts suck. They're really bad. They suck in quick start. They have the highest damage in the game, but they suck. Hellions are really good. I make them all the time. The only problem with Hellions is you have to make this building, which is really expensive. And Hellions are really expensive. So Hellions are good. Problem is they're really expensive. So you have to have. So I wouldn't recommend Hellions on small maps, because you just do not have the money to do it. But they do well on bigger maps. I would recommend Hellions on bigger maps because you have the money to make them. But I would not recommend them on small maps. And now that I have this lab here, I get my first vehicle. These vehicles are pretty good. This is probably the only vehicle you want to make, and I'll talk about that later. This is your listening post upgraded. Like I said, this is probably the best listening post in the game. Honestly, it's really, really, really good, and it's got 3 upgrades. All these upgrades make it actually even better. And like I said, you're still level 1. I haven't clicked the level 2 button yet. So this is all the stuff you can do at level 1. Oh yeah, the slate chambers. The slate chambers, when you see this is their anti-morale ability, which extends to like basically this entire map. It covers everything. It goes from like here to like, I want to say here, right where this Hellion is. It goes from here to here. So it doesn't go past. It wouldn't touch this area. But this slave chamber has pretty wide range. It goes to like here, and anything inside this bubble loses morale, which is this blue number here. So these guys have 300 morale, and when they're next to this number would start going down pretty quick. And what's cool about these things is you can actually stack this upgrade. So if I were to build a second one right here and give it the same upgrade, this blue number would go down even faster. And if you have 3 of these, it would go down even faster, and so on. So the more you have of these, the faster this blue number goes down, which is pretty important, for those like 3 people who don't know, when this number goes down to 0, your damage goes down to like 0. So what this building does is it makes it so your enemy's damage goes down to like 0, which is pretty good. Having your enemy's damage go down to 0 is pretty nice. Okay, and I'll show you the soul collecting, because that's actually pretty important. Now the reason this level 1 part is taking so long is because Dark Eldar has a very flexible level 1, which makes the build order kind of hard to talk about because there's so many things you can do. This is all the stuff you can do at level 1, so it's pretty nuts. And I'll go ahead and start collecting souls, which is this button here in the bottom right. And this number here will go up. So every time you collect souls, this number here will go up. And you can have multiple slaves collect souls. The max is 2. So you can have 2 slaves at each chamber. So if I had a dirt slave right now, the dirt slave wouldn't do anything. So yeah, right now I'm gathering souls. Now you might be asking yourself, what are souls? That's for this button here. This button here has the same color. Piercing vision. What does piercing vision do? It gives your guys detection. None of these guys have detection. None of them. So if an invisible guy showed up like right here, there's nothing I can do about it. Piercing vision gives your guys detection. I can put it on this guy. Now he has detection. I can put it on the slave. Now he has detection. So like this. Now my slave has detection. If invisible guy was like right here, I can see it. So yeah, you can give any unit in the game detection, even the builders, which actually does come up a lot, actually. So that's pretty nice. These are your first vehicles, river jet bikes. They're really good, but they also die really quickly. They're really fast, faster than warriors. Warriors are super fast. These guys are faster. At level 1, these things suck. They won't do anything. At level 2, they become really powerful. I would even go as far as say Reaver jet bikes are actually stronger than warriors. Warriors are already ridiculous. I would go as far as say Reaver jet bikes upgraded are better than warriors, which is pretty ridiculous. So I'll go ahead and upgrade all these, just so it looks cool, basically. So I'll go ahead and upgrade all these. But yeah, I would say these are the best listening posts in the game. This generator is probably the worst generator in the game. In my opinion, this is probably the worst generator in the game. Because of 2 generators, you only get like a couple bikes. And with Pro Guard, 1 generator you can get like 3 turrets, which is a lot better than 2 bikes, right? So yeah, this is probably the worst generator in the game, just so you know. And I have to actually remake it, because these generators are already gone. So I gotta go remake these generators, because they're already gone. There's not gonna be any gameplay in this walkthrough, because I already have a lot of gameplay up and running. So these buildings here will teleport. Alright, Now I'm going to talk about your most important building. This is probably your most important building, the Hall of Blood. And this is your other important building, Humunculus Lab. This building here, you have to make it. You have to make it every single time. This is your most important building by a long shot. You have to make this building. You cannot play the game without this building. You seriously need it. There's pretty much no way you can play the game without this building. And I'll talk about each upgrade, which is going to take a while. So sit back and I'll start with the first upgrade. The first upgrade is the Bodyguard upgrade, which is these guys. Not only will you able to get more bodyguards, these bodyguards will become better. And this bodyguard upgrade is basically free. It costs like nothing. So this bodyguard upgrade, I buy it all the time, just because it's basically free. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy it. This will upgrade your bodyguards, not the commander, but the bodyguards. This is your poison ability, poison upgrade. This is one of your most important upgrades ever, because it gives your entire army like double damage basically. So this was 1300, now it's like 1700. So it's a pretty decent health boost. And now I can buy another bodyguard. So I'm gonna buy the poison upgrade, and this poison upgrade will like double your damage basically, close range damage. Now he has 2,000 health. So you went from like 1,300 health to 2,000 health with one upgrade that was basically free. And in a minute here I'll show you the poison upgrade. And this is all stuff you can do at level 1. So there you go. Poison upgrade. This will basically double your damage. Basically when you hit someone, a timer will tick down, and it will do damage as it's ticking down. And you can also hit people while this timer is ticking down. So it does basically give you double damage. So this one upgrade, which is like 60 resources, it gives your entire army double damage, which is pretty nice. Second upgrade that we can talk about is your Soul Seeker ammunition upgrade. This is probably your most important upgrade because it basically gives your warriors double damage, and your Scourges, it gives your Scourges like double damage. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy this because you can buy it at level 1. But this will, now it says accuracy upgrade, so this number won't change. This number won't change at all. But trust me when I say this upgrade doubles your damage, which is already ridiculous because even without this upgrade, warriors still have like the highest damage, and now that they have this double damage upgrade, their damage just goes through the roof. So yeah, this number won't change, but their damage will double. See, it didn't change at all, but their damage doubled. Next upgrade. This is a commander upgrade, which means I have to get the commanders. So I'm gonna buy this commander, which is the Succubus. That's what it's called. And I'm gonna buy this commander here, which is the Saberite, which is what it's called. Now these commanders kind of suck, which is why you'll never see me buy them. They're not worth it. They're more expensive than other commanders, and they suck. So I actually don't even, because I don't buy the commander, I actually don't know who the commander is. Yeah, I can't even tell who the commander is. They all look the same. One of these guys is the commander. I can't even tell which one it is. They all look exactly the same. These guys have a commander, which is this guy. You can tell. Why is this screen shaking? That was weird. The screen was shaking. But yeah, this guy's commander. You can tell. Okay. Now, I do want to show you the gun. So right now he has a very basic gun, and he is a commander. And now I will upgrade him. Oh yeah, and pay attention to this. He's got the claw and the pistol. Oh, and I do have to buy the other commander too. So there is 2 commanders. So I'll buy the second commander. And these are commander upgrades. And while this bar is filling up, I will buy the Mandrake Upgrade, which is this. This gives your guys detection, or not detection, infiltration. So while this bar is filling up, these guys will get infiltration. And I'll show you one more time. You can give anyone detection, even these vehicles, like that. So now even this vehicle can detect invisible units. The second one is you can activate this ability and it'll delete all morale on the map, like that. So now all morale on the map is just gone, which is this blue number here. When I activate this ability, all blue numbers on the map go to 0, which is pretty nice. Okay, this is your second commander, Humunculus. Now, Humunculus is the guy of all the abilities. This is like your ability guy. He's also your detector. He's like your one only detector. So if you don't have this guy on the map, you have to use this button. One second. I guess there will be gameplay. But yeah, the Humunculus changes the most. So you'll see a lot of changes with him. So he starts out with 1 ability, and at the end of this video you should have like 5 abilities. So he goes through the most changes by a long shot. And they're trying to fight me. Alright, so that's kind of frustrating. They're actually trying to fight me. Okay, so yeah, the Immunculus has the most changes and most abilities. So, oh come on. So his gun is unique, as it doesn't do health damage, this green number. It does blue damage. So his gun doesn't actually kill people. It makes them like scared. Let's see, I should be winning this fight. I'll go ahead and upgrade this. There we go. So yeah, his gun does blue. You can't really kill the Homunculus. His gun does blue damage and not green damage. He's also a detector. I don't know if I mentioned that. He's also fast as hell. As you can see that. He's like stupid fast. Like, he's faster than the Mandrakes. Here's the Mandrake speed. And this is the Humunculus speed, which is like a lot faster. So yeah, the Humunculus is actually faster than the Mandrakes. He comes with this ability called Torture Amp. Now this Torture Amp is a lot like the Tau Trap, which is this. Now this Torture Amp will slow down any enemy nearby, but its range is pretty short. It's like that. I think that's this range. So if I were to run by here while this Torture Amp is active, these guys would just not move. So that's what this does. It makes it so your guys just would not move, and it's a very, very powerful ability. Being able to slow down enemy movement is pretty huge. And this ability here can actually win games. So the Humunculus can win games. He can't kill, but he can win games. So that's something you should know. And he is actually cheaper than the Arkhan. So that's something you should know too. And because you have to make this building every time, you're guaranteed to get the Humunculus. You're not guaranteed to get the Arkhan, but you are guaranteed to get the Humunculus. So that's something you should know. I think after all that is said, we can go level 2. That's everything you can do in level 1. Oh wait, I forgot the grenades. So yeah, I can throw this grenade, which you unlock by getting this building. By getting this building, you unlock the grenade. And what this grenade does, it does morale damage. So warriors do morale damage and really high damage overall. And the Homunculus does blue damage, which is morale damage. So both these guys do morale damage. And this ability here deletes all morale. So you can just delete all morale by pressing this button. Oh yeah, the commander upgrades. That's another thing you can do at level 1. You can get commander upgrades at level 1. So this is the gun upgrade. And this upgrades all your commanders except for the Homunculus. Because Homunculus, his gun will never change. So that's something you should know. So when this bar fills up, all the commanders will change. So you'll see that in a second. And this gun is better. It's not good against a lot of enemies, but it is better. The pistol they start out with is garbage, and this gun they get is a lot better. So now everybody has this gun here, which is a lot better than the pistol. So this guy's gun is different, as you can see. He's holding it up at like an angle. These guys here, I don't think get the gun. No, they don't get the gun. So yeah, that's the gun upgrade, as you can see there. It's pretty good. I'd only get this upgrade if you're going commander heavy, which is something you should pretty much never do. And now I'll get the melee upgrade. These guys already have ridiculous melee damage, but you can upgrade your commanders with even more melee damage. Now while this bar is filling, I'm actually going to go level 2, because I think I talked about everything. The Hellions do have this ability, but no one ever uses it, so you don't have to worry about that. Basically, this ability lets you spy on the enemy, but it's so absolute garbage that no one uses it. This is probably the worst ability in the game, honestly. Okay, claw upgrade. It's not going to look much different, but its claw is better. I think now you have the anti-vehicle claw. I don't think they get it. I'm not sure if he gets it. Oh, I see. The commander is one without the mask. Got it. But yeah, they all have the claw upgrade. Or I guess not. I don't see them with the claw. So I guess it only upgrades Arkhan. And there's not much I can do while I'm going level 2. I guess I could build more generators and all that fun jazz. And I can start making my slag. Oh, ran out of room. I guess I'll make another HQ. Okay, I'm level 2 now. Level 2, you get a lot better units. So, I'm pretty much gonna delete everything because these new units are just a lot better. So I'll go ahead and buy the Scourges. But I will delete some stuff. I'll delete these guys. Hopefully you didn't miss them. They are slavers. So hopefully you didn't miss those slavers. And I'll delete these mandrakes. There we go. More souls for me. And I can get the slag upgrade. There we go. Just like that, I got the slag. Alright. Scourges. I'll go ahead and get everything. Actually, no, I won't get everything. So Scourges. They're Hellions with guns. I can jump around. But they're basically Hellions with guns. They start out at 53 damage. So they are better than warriors. I think they have less health though. Right? Oh wow, they actually have more health. I didn't expect that. Yeah, I thought for sure Scourges had less health than warriors. Huh. Yeah, I didn't expect that. I thought for sure warriors had more health. Anyways, yeah, these guys are just straight up better than warriors. And as you can see, the Scourges have the upgraded gun. So that's nice. Now they do have this upgrade here, which gives them anti-vehicle. So I'll go ahead and buy 2, and this will upgrade them to anti-vehicle. So you can have them pure. You have the choice of pure anti-infantry, or you have the choice of pure anti-vehicle. So that's something you unlock at level 2. And Scourges are your go-to anti-vehicle. They're basically your only anti-vehicle, and they're also like your only anti-building. There are some really powerful buildings in the game, and Scourges are like your only way of dealing with that. So Scourges, you have to make Scourges. They're your only anti-vehicle, and they're your only anti-building. So you pretty much have to make Scourges. You have to make Scourges. You don't have to make warriors, but you have to make Scourges. Oh yeah, another thing about the Humunculus is you can't attach them. So I can't actually attach them to these warriors right here. And you can't attach them to Mandrakes. I think I have a squad of Mandrakes somewhere. Yeah, right here. I knew I had Mandrakes somewhere. And I do have to get more slaves. So let me get more slaves real quick. These are bad guys. So you can attach your Humunculus to your Mandrakes. This will make it so they're not invisible anymore. And it'll make it so the Humunculus stops shooting his weird gun and makes him more of a punchy guy. So you can walk around and punch people with the Humunculus. That is something you can do. This is something I actually do sometimes. I will attach my Humunculus to my Mandrakes and go around punch stuff. That is something I do sometimes. Now I did say Mandrakes have like 3 upgrades, and I'll start talking about that. So right now it's 1950 at 24 to 30. 1900 health, 2040 damage, and I'll get the first Mandrake upgrade, which is this here. This upgrade here is basically free. So I'll go ahead and show you that. Mandrakes are probably my favorite unit, so having them upgraded is something you want to do. So here we go. There we go. 1950 to 31. And when they fight things, you'll see like a second light. Normally when you fight something there's 1 light. Now when you fight something there's 2 lights, and that's the melee damage upgrade. There's 2 lights instead of 1 light. It's hard to explain, but if they were to hit something, you would see 2 lights instead of 1. That's the damage upgrade. But yeah, they went from 1950 to 31, which is a pretty massive health upgrade. They started to become like Space Marine tanky, and which is weird because they don't have any armor. But they're starting to become Space Marine level tankiness. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, you get another Bodyguard upgrade at level 2, and you get the Warrior upgrade at level 2. Now this Bodyguard upgrade is basically free, so you might as well just grab it. And the Mandrake upgrade is basically free, so you might as well grab it. This Warrior upgrade, I pretty much never buy it, even when I'm winning. It's pretty expensive. It's probably the most expensive upgrade in this building, and it's just not good. So it was 2,000. Now it's 2,150. And now I can buy another Bodyguard. This will bring it up to 2,500. So for basically 2 upgrades that cost like nothing, he goes from like 1,100 to 2,500, and that's not even like the end of it. It keeps. You can still upgrade the Arkhan. This is the Warrior upgrade, so I'll go ahead and buy that now. These guys have 1,800 health. And let's see how high they are after the upgrade. I actually don't know this one because I never buy it. But 1,800 health is pretty garbage. So let's see how high it goes. Okay, 2695. That's pretty significant. So that's what, plus 900? Yeah, plus 900 is pretty significant. So that's a pretty good upgrade. And these guys are not maxed out. I'll show you what the maxed out guys look like. The vehicle factory. You get access to Night Shields. Now Night Shields is your other health upgrade. This Night Shield upgrade upgrades your river jet bikes, and it also upgrades your Hellions for some reason. I actually don't know why, but it does upgrade your Hellions. So I'll go ahead and buy that. This Night Shield upgrade is super important because it upgrades everything in this building. Every picture you see here gets upgraded by this Night Shields. So you definitely want to buy this upgrade. It upgrades everything in this building. This is your transport. You unlock a transport at level 2. This transport is ass. It is ass. It's the worst transport in the game by a long shot. But you can put the best commander in the game in the worst transport in the game. Like this. Like that. And this transport can jump. So you can do something like this. And then do that. And then you can stun. And then you can kill something. So that is something you can do. And this vehicle is anti-vehicle, but it's god-awful. Okay, I forgot to check, but this vehicle health went up by 300. This vehicle went up by 300. It was 400 before. And these guys actually went up. I forgot what they were before, but these guys, their health went up. If you rewind the video, this will be like 2,000 or something, and now they're 4,000. So that's a pretty big health upgrade. And that's it for that. Now I'll show you the level 2 building. This building here is also pretty important. You don't have to buy anything in this building, but you have to build it to go level 3. It's kind of an optional building. Every upgrade in this building is very powerful, but only the commanders can use it. This is a commander upgrade building. So if you're going commanders, this building is very important. If you're not going commanders, you're totally fine. Oh yeah, and the second upgrade in this building is your jet bike upgrade. This upgrade like triples the damage of your jet bikes, which is pretty massive. Once these are upgraded, they're actually better than warriors. So warriors are pretty ridiculous without any upgrades. Once you get this upgrade here, this one right here, river jet bikes become better than warriors by a long shot. So this number won't change, but it does give you like triple damage, which is pretty nice. And these river jet bikes do good damage to everything in the game. So they are like your go-to unit. They do good damage to everything in the game. And there you go. He has like triple damage now. Oh yeah, listening posts. You unlock these upgrades at level 2. And I'll go ahead and buy these. This one here gives it a second gun. So this gun here is already very good. And if you upgrade it, it gives it a second gun. So that's pretty nice. And I'll go ahead and buy the economy upgrades. Dark Eldar probably has the worst economy upgrade. It's not like Imperial Guard, where their economy upgrade is ridiculous. Dark Eldar's economy upgrade is pretty garbage. So that's something you should know. And I'll go ahead and buy all the listening post upgrades. But yeah, in my playstyle, I pretty much never go full commander. So you'll never see me buy. You'll only see me buy like maybe 2 commanders, and that's it. Even though Dark Eldar has really good commanders, I wouldn't recommend going full commander heavy. And this vehicle is like the worst vehicle in the game. It does jump. The only time you'll see me make it is because this ability here, which lets you jump over stuff. This is actually an attack. I don't know if you guys know that. When it jumps, it attacks everything in this circle, which is actually super useful. See, my economy only went up like 30 points. So that economy upgrade is garbage. So yeah, this attack, when you jump over something, it attacks everything in the circle, which is actually very useful. it being a transport is useless. Something you can do is put your warriors in here. And the warriors will make the transport better, but not by much. And they will shoot out of this. They will shoot out of this transport. But the warriors, I think when they're in the transport, they don't get their damage upgrades. So they actually do less damage when they're in the transport. So yeah, when they're in the transport, it's not great. It's something you can do, but it's not something I'd recommend. Now here's your Witch Cult arena. So I'll go ahead and talk about it. This is the Commander Health Upgrade, which is something you should always buy. Because you pretty much need the Homunculus, and you pretty much need the Arkhan. So I'll go ahead and buy the Health Upgrade. So right now they're 2,500 and 1,000. So keep that number in mind. And you do unlock more vehicles at level 2. So that's another thing I gotta talk about. So 2,500. Now 2,800. Not a massive upgrade, but it is an upgrade to your commanders. And it does upgrade all commanders. So now this is 45. This is 25. This doesn't have any commanders in it. This is 1,300. This is 2,800 now. So it's a very small increase, but you do need to buy it because it does make your commanders better. The second thing is a brand new stun. So when you get level 2, the Arkhan goes from having 1 stun to having 2 stuns. Now when you have 4 bodyguards, the stun is like 5-6 seconds long. But when you have 1 bodyguard, it's only like 2 seconds long. So that is something you need to know. The more bodyguards you have, the stronger the stun is. That's how it works. Now this upgrade here, the second stun, I would always buy this because having 2 stuns is great. So now he has a second stun, and this is Arkhan only. Only the Arkhan gets the stun. No one else does. And this is the first Humunculus upgrade. So I'll go ahead and buy that. Now this upgrade here is dirt cheap, and I use it all the time. So this upgrade here is I recommend it. And I'll go ahead and buy more generators. Now because you basically have to buy the Homunculus, I buy this upgrade pretty much every game. And there you go. So Homunculus now has a poison dart ability. This poison dart ability does like 200 damage to one guy. And when it kills him, because it does do 200 damage, they explode. So this is like a very, very long range grenade, basically. This ability has very long range, and it's basically a grenade. So that's how that works. There is a second Humunculus upgrade. This ability here I never buy, because it doesn't. This ability here is bugged, and it just doesn't work. This ability here just is bugged, and it just doesn't work. What it's supposed to do is make these purple souls explode. But not only is the damage really, really low, it also just straight up like doesn't work. So these souls right here are supposed to explode when I press this button, but it doesn't. It doesn't do it. I'm not gonna press it because I don't want to accidentally kill my guy. But yeah, oh yeah, and the listening post has 2 guns now, so double damage basically. And you can put a 3rd gun on him, which is fun as hell. Listening post with 3 guns. If that's not cool, I don't know what is. Dark Eldar is cool. They are bad guys, but they are cool. 3 guns is pretty sweet. Now this gun here is actually different. This gun here is anti-vehicle, and it'll pretty much one-shot planes. So that's something you have to know. Is planes don't really work on Dark Eldar, because this gun here, this gun right there, that'll like one-shot planes. So planes don't work on Dark Eldar. And I'll make the next vehicle too. And you do unlock witches, and witches are better than mandrakes. They are incredibly expensive, but they are better than mandrakes. And that's pretty much it for level 2. I talked about level 1 for like an hour. Level 2, not that long. There's not as much to talk about. Now here's like my favorite vehicle in the game, which is the Talos. The Talos is like my favorite vehicle in the game. Yeah, it does 400 damage a hit. It one-shots commanders, basically. If this thing gets close to you, you're dead. It like one-shots commanders. It's great. I love this thing. It's slow as hell, which is not how it is in the board game, which is what this game is based off of. And it can also collect souls. So I'll go ahead and show that off. It can collect souls. Like that. Actually, hold on. Now it collects souls better than the slaves. So if you need someone to if you really need souls, this vehicle is really good at collecting souls. Now these souls are only used for these buttons up here, and that's it. So only use this ability if you really care about that sort of stuff. Anyways, here's the witches. Now this is probably the best support unit in the game. Their melee damage is higher, even though it doesn't say it is. And their long range damage is pretty good, even though it doesn't say it is. They're really good at melee. They're really good at long range. If you don't know what unit to buy, and you're confused, witches are good against anything, even vehicles. So yeah, witches are good against anything. And why they're the best support unit ever? Not only are they detectors, they also make anything better. They can make anything better. So I'll go ahead and get my Arkhan over here. And my other commander. And I'll click this button here. And this button here makes everything better. Like that. This makes them faster. They were already fast before, but now they're a lot faster. And their damage goes up a lot higher too. So it's a speed boost and a damage boost in one button. It only lasts like a couple seconds, but it is a pretty insane damage boost, speed boost. And another thing you unlock is 2 more buttons. Ren's Soul. Ren's Soul is an anti-commander ability. What it does is it stops people from using their abilities and it does like 200 damage. So I can stop the Arkhan from using his stun. I can use this, click the Arkhan, and he can't use the stun anymore. And it does 200 damage. Now this 200 damage doesn't matter if they have a healer nearby. The healer will out heal the damage. If you have a healer nearby, the healer will out heal the damage. So if they have a healer nearby, this ability just doesn't work. So that's something you need to know. This thing doesn't have a range though. So I can use it like over here. I can click and bam, it's dead. Oh, okay, I guess I gotta do this. Alright, come on. Hold on, I gotta fight real quick. This green ability here lowers the armor of everything. So right now the Monolith's armor is a lot lower. Knowing the computer, this is probably its only monolith. So I'm not sure why it's sending it forward. And I will go ahead and go level 3. Because I think I talked about everything. So I'll go ahead and go level 3. Okay, I took out the monolith. The monolith by itself is not a big deal. It's only when you have like a million things supporting it, it's a big deal. And I can go ahead and use that commander zap. The commander zap does like 200 damage. And there you go. Commander dead. Yeah, I guess I'll go level 3. I'll go ahead and get rid of the warriors, because I think we're past that point. We're at level 3. And I'll go ahead and get rid of the Mandrakes, because the Mandrakes are fully maxed out. They max out at 31. I'll go ahead and get rid of the bikes. The bikes are maxed out. So yeah, I'll get rid of the bikes. So your level 2 army should look something like this. This is pretty much what level 2 looks like. Go ahead and go level 3. At level 3, you unlock the Warp Beasts, which are ass, and they're super expensive. They do the highest damage in the game, but they're kind of ass. And you do get another health upgrade at level 3, which is the final. It's the final health upgrade. So I'll go ahead and buy that, and you do get another health upgrade over here. So this is your second health upgrade, and it will upgrade everything in this building. So right now these guys have 38. Well, let me get another guy first. And the Talos has 43. 43 with one health upgrade. So 45 right now. I'm getting attacked again. Fun, fun! So it went from 45 to 56, which is pretty significant. It went up by 1,000. I'm getting attacked by something. Okay. I guess I destroyed my stuff and then ran. Alright, kinda rude. So yeah, the second health upgrade is pretty significant. This went from 43 to 48. This went from 17 to 2,000. So yeah, the health upgrades are pretty significant. Not everybody gets vehicle upgrades. And Dark Eldar gets 2. So yeah, warp beasts are ass. 1, they're expensive as hell. And 2, once they lose morale, which isn't hard, they become useless. And why I say they have the highest damage in the game? Well, it says 160, but their attack speed is like super fast. They attack like 3 times a second. So really, this should be like 400. It says 160, but really it's like 400. And when you get all of them, that's like, basically warp beasts do like 1,000 damage per second. If that makes sense. They do like 1,000 damage per second, which is pretty crazy high damage. If warp beasts get near you, you're dead, 100%. But yeah, they're ass in quick start. Absolutely ass. So go ahead and get that. Oh yeah, and there is a Talos upgrade. This upgrade here is just for the Talos, which is this vehicle here, the floating one. So yeah, these warp beasts do like 1,000 damage per second. And that's without the drugs. You can give them drugs, and their damage goes through the roof. Which is why I'm saying they're the best. They're the highest damage in the game. I don't think you unlock any upgrades at level 3. Oh yeah, you do. You unlock another Bodyguard upgrade. And you unlock another melee. This is just the commanders. So you get a melee upgrade for the commanders. And now I have the Talos upgrade, which is an ability. And this ability is basically a get off me button, which is this. This is like a get off me button. And each of those tiny balls does like 50 damage. So each one of these black dots is 50 damage. And this ability here is very inconsistent. Sometimes the black dots will be like over here. Sometimes the black dots will be like over here. It's very inconsistent. But it's basically a get off me button. And that's it for the Talos. So I'll go ahead and get rid of that. That's everything I can talk about for the Talos. I will say the Talos claws are anti-vehicle and anti-building. So they will tear right through buildings. 500 building damage is no joke. And they will tear right through. They will tear right through buildings, no problem. This building here, I got everything. You need this building to go level 4, so I'll keep this building around. So now I have the second melee upgrade. So now his hand is like huge, and his hand is anti-vehicle. So you do unlock anti-vehicle with the Arkhan. And I think the girls, they might get the hand upgrade. I think they do. You don't see it, but I think they do get the hand upgrade. I'm not 100% sure. So his health went from 2,500 to 3,700, which is pretty significant. And 3,700 health is a lot for a commander. So that's pretty good. So it's 3,700 health for a commander, and he has 2 stuns. And the commander upgrade affects everybody. So these girls should have more health. 54. These guys should have more health. 56. This should have more health. 76. So everything on the screen should have more health. The Humunculus is maxed out. 1600. And you do unlock the Raven. So go ahead and buy a couple Ravens. You do need to buy like 2 or 3 Ravens for them to be good. You can't buy 1 Raven and expect results. You have to buy like 2 of them. So this is your level 4 building, the Soul Cage. And I know I talked about the Dark Eldar's level 3 for like a minute. And that's really all Dark Eldar gets at level 3. They only get like 2 things. They get the Work Piece and the health upgrades, and that's it. So this is your Raven. This is like your scout vehicle. It's your plane. It says it does 200 damage a second, but I don't believe it. It might be more like 80. Yeah, I think it actually does 80 damage per second. It definitely doesn't do 200. So I think this number is wrong. And it's got a special ability. Special ability lets you stun anything in the game, basically, for like 4 seconds. You can stun vehicles, any building. You can stop buildings from producing units. It's basically Wraithbone. This ability here is basically Wraithbone, and you can have 3 of them, right? So they have 1800 health after 3 health upgrades. So they're pretty fragile. You can't have 3 of them. So this is after 3 health upgrades. It's 1850. But yeah, I recommend Ravens as they're very mobile. And if you were to buy any vehicles, you might as well buy a vehicle with a stun. Stuns are pretty nice. So yeah, now I have 3 stuns. I can stun whatever I want for a couple seconds. I can stun the monolith if I want. So I can go around and stun the monolith if I really wanted to. There's a Soulstorm, which is level 3. So I'll show that off. This is like your nuke. This is the Dark Eldar nuke. So go ahead and show that off. So this costs souls, which is what the slaves are doing. They're getting souls. And this is like your nuke. And you can move it around. It does like, I don't know, like 20 damage per second, which isn't much. But if you have, it can hit, you can hit like, it only does like 20 damage per second, but you can hit like 50 guys at the same time. If you get 50, you can hit like 50 guys at the same time with that ability, which is pretty nice. This is Rekindle Rage, which lets you use your powers again immediately. So you can do drugs, give everyone a huge boost, and then you can do it again if you want for 200 souls. So I can do this, give everyone a huge boost, and I can probably, sometimes this ability works, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, now I can do it again. So now I have double boost. I don't think it stacks, but it's something you can do. But yeah, it lets you use your abilities twice. So that's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm level 4. At level 4, you only unlock new vehicles. And that's it. So I'll show those off. Your level 4 is a vehicle, like the Baneblade. And because everything is maxed out, I guess I'll just delete it. Just so you can see what's going on. So this is the Arkhan maxed out. His hand has been upgraded 3 times. His gun has been upgraded. This is fully upgraded Arkhan. This is fully upgraded Humunculus. 1600 health. This is fully upgraded Hellions at 5600 health. I don't think they're upgraded. I don't think they're affected by the commander upgrades. It doesn't seem to be. They don't seem to be upgraded by the commander upgrades. So they're 5600 health. Raider 2000 maxed out. Nothing else I can really say about it. And I gotta get rid of stuff so I can show you the new stuff. Scourges maxed out. 2700 health. Warp Bees maxed out. I'm not gonna delete these guys because these are my best unit. They're terrible, but they're my best unit. And there you go. There's the Ravanger. This is your level 4 vehicle. This is like your Lehman Russ, if that makes sense. After 2 health upgrades, it's at 5000, which is respectable. Now the Ravager kinda sucks. Not gonna lie. It kinda sucks. You can upgrade it to anti-vehicle, which is what these are, or you can keep it as it is and make it anti-infantry, right? Or no, my bad. It starts out at anti-vehicle, and you can upgrade it to anti-infantry. Now, if you upgrade it to anti-infantry, it will melt down anything in seconds. It really will. But right now, it's anti-vehicle. And you can customize it too. You can have 2 anti-vehicle, 1 anti-infantry. You can have 2 anti-infantry, 1 anti-vehicle. You can really mix and match. You can do whatever you want. The real reason you buy the Ravanger is for the grenade. This grenade is the best grenade in the game. It forces your opponents to run the other way around, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. It forces them to run this way, and it lasts like 10 seconds. So this is like a 10-second stun, and it works on anything. It works on commanders, it works on anything. It's great. I'll delete a plane. There you go. This is your level 4 unit. After 3 health upgrades, it's at 7000. So not a huge difference between this vehicle and this vehicle, honestly. This has a way better nuke on it. This ability, this vehicle here comes with a nuke, and it's better than the Soulstorm. The Soulstorm does like 50 damage per second. This laser does like 200 or more. So this laser is a lot better than the Soulstorm. So I'll show you off the laser. That's the laser. And its range is actually deceptive. I think the range is like over here. It hits stuff over here, I'm pretty sure. So its range is actually pretty deceptive. And it hits things before the animation is over. So it'll start here and end over here. But once you activate this ability, everything in this area will get hit. The animation doesn't match up. So anyways, this weird aura is producing. This gives you like a bulletproof aura. This gives your entire army a lot harder to kill. According to the wiki, it's like 30%. So this gives your entire army like a 30% defense buff. So now everyone nearby has this defense buff. And yeah, you can just nuke people every now and then. Now this vehicle here has, I think, 2 anti-vehicle and 1 anti-infantry. So it's pretty good against anything. But yeah, because it's so big though, it tends to get stuck. But yeah, this is your level 4 vehicle, and you can laser things, which is pretty cool. And I think that's everything. Like I said, you pretty much will never buy any of these because they're all terrible, except for maybe the Talus. The laser's great. But the guns on these 3 guns are awful. They're pretty bad. You won't kill any level 4. This thing will not kill level 4 units. This thing will not kill a Bloodthirster. It will not kill a sister girl. This thing will not kill any level 4 unit in the game. If a level 4 unit shows up, you have to use like Warp Beasts. Warp Beasts are your level 4 unit killer. If a level 4 unit shows up, you have to use Warp Beast to kill it. This thing will not kill level 4 units. The laser will kill Space Marines and Grey Knights. So the laser is no joke. And yeah, I think that's it. I think I talked about everything. If I missed something, or if you have any questions, let me know. But yeah, this is a update to that how to play Dark Eldar video. Oh, and I should do a build order. Talk about build order. Basically for build order, you really only need one builder, which is this guy. You'll never see me buy 2 builders because you just don't need 2 builders. You really don't need 2 builders at all when you play Dark Eldar. When I see someone who plays Dark Eldar buy like 3 of these, you really don't need 3 of them. Not even in Quick Start, you don't need 3. For build order, you really want the Arkhan because the Arkhan kicks ass. You pretty much have to make the Humunculus every game because it's basically required. You have to make Mandrakes as it is your starting unit, so you pretty much have to make Mandrakes, and you might as well upgrade them because why not? So there is 3 real playstyles with Dark Eldar. You can go full melee. You can do witches and Hellions. That's something that works. You can just go full melee if you want. You can do full Reaver jet bikes. Reaver jet bikes are really good, maxed out. Maxing them out takes forever, but it is something you can do. You can do a bunch of Taluses. Taluses are super slow, but they will one-shot anything. So Taluses are... The way I use Taluses is I just send them straight to the base. Straight to the HQ. That's Taluses can kill HQs in a couple shots. So I would buy a Talus and send him straight for this building here. One Talus can kill this building in like a minute. So yeah, that's what I do with Dark Eldar. I'd buy a Talus at level 2, and then I would use it to kill every building. It's really a building killer. Taluses are great at killing builders, and they also like one-shot commanders. So yeah, Warp Beasts are pretty terrible. They do kill level 4 units pretty quickly, but they are overall pretty terrible. Ravens are pretty expensive. Without upgrades, they're kind of garbage. With upgrades, they're decent. So yeah, you pretty much never buy anything from this building. Even in Quick Start, you pretty much never buy anything from this building. The only good thing about this building is literally this grenade. This grenade is like the best grenade in the game. And that's the only reason you buy this building, really. So yeah, you really want to buy... You want to buy like 1,000,000 Hollow Bloods. Put them everywhere. Just put Hollow Bloods just absolutely everywhere. Just spam that crap. Put Hollow Bloods everywhere. and you just buy everything, and you only have 5 choices. You just buy all of them, and you win. And if the fight goes rough, you hit this button. That makes the fight a lot easier. And if the fight is still going rough, you hit this button. Makes it a lot easier. And the fight is still going rough, you hit this button. And if that doesn't work, you lose. And there you go. That's basically how you do build orders. You just buy a crap ton of Hollow Bloods. Oh, you can also give detection to, I think you can give detection to listening posts. So let me go ahead and try that. No, you can't. I thought you could. Oh well. Yeah. So half the abilities are bugged. Half the abilities are really good. And that's Dark Eldar for you. So you have 2 melee choices, or 3. You have 3 close range choices for fighting, and you have like 2 long range choices for fighting. So really it's up to you. Do you want to do the 2 long range options, or do you want to do the 3 close range options? It's really up to you, up to your playstyle. But I would say Dark Eldar is better at close range than long range. Their long range is still pretty good, but I would say their close range is better. And yeah. The only other thing I should say about Dark Eldar is their economy. You will always have a bad economy. Pretty much always. Dark Eldar is not an economy faction. So you're just gonna have to deal with having a bad economy all the time. That's just something you have to deal with. And alright, I think that's it. If you want gameplay, if you want to see action, just watch any of my other videos. And yeah, that's me talking about Dark Eldar for like 2 hours. Hopefully this video is a lot better than the first one I made. Yeah, because I will delete it. That video is garbage. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Bye.